Good morning. All right, I just wanted to show you how to do a blog post. So when you first log in, you're going to be here on your dashboard, and this is the wordpress.org. So when you're here, I got rid of most of the items that were on your dashboard because you didn't need them. Mainly what I just left was your analytics, so the stats of who's coming to your site, and how long they're staying on the site, all that information that you might want to look at and see how well your site is doing. With the Jetpack one, if you hit View All Stats, it'll go to a new window and will show you a lot more in-depth information. So when you log in and you want to start your blog post, you are going to come over here to Posts, and you can always just click the Add New that popped up on the side when we hovered over it. Otherwise, you can come in here and see what all your drafts are. So you can see I've done a couple test ones that I created just to make sure that everything was running smoothly. And so we're going to go ahead and add a new one up here. It says Add New. So if you click on that, it'll go to the WordPress page where we're just going to fill out a little bit of information before we go into the full building of it. So here it's going to ask you to add a title. This is where we're going to, add a title. So it can just be like Morning Sunshine. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped into my head. So that's all you're going to do in this block here. Otherwise, we're going to work over here on the right-hand side and fill out some of the categories. So you're going to want to choose the categories you want for this particular blog post. So we're going to be like, oh, this one's about style and travel. And then down here, you can say, well, the primary thing on this one is travel. We're going to be traveling and viewing that morning sunshine. I don't know. You can always add a new category if you need to, if none of these are working out for you. Down here you can add a tag, so you can just be like, well, this is about sunshine, and you put comma and it pops up, and you can just put whatever you want that this is about. And this is good for search results to find your post, and if people are searching for particular things on your blog post, you do have a search function in there where users can go in and search something. So if they saw something somewhere else and like, ooh, I really want to search that or want more of that, they can search those terms. Set featured image. This is going to be the main photo that shows up like on your sidebar on your blog post that shows like featured posts. So you're going to want to do a really nice photo and the one that pertains to this topic the best. So we're just going to put you because why not? And then so you'll just put that there. You don't really have to do anything else with this area. And now we're going to go straight over to Edit with Elementor. So that's this button right here at the top. You just hit that. And it's going to open up to Elementor. Just have to wait and be patient. And that shouldn't have popped up. We're just going to say leave anyway, because it should just auto save it. So should be fine. So it's pulled in our title of Morning Sunshine, and then it pulls in today's date, and then it pulls in our categories. And I can't change this font. I haven't been able to figure it out. I did a global font change plugin and was able to change the font of just the regular text that you see anywhere else, like down here and over here. But there's certain areas that it just won't change. Must be something to do with the template. So I wasn't able to change this font, wasn't able to change this or these fonts. I think this looks fine. I think this looks fine. So it's not the worst thing to not be able to fix, but haven't been able to figure that out. I'm also haven't been able to fix this share. It's not clickable. When we do a preview, I'll show you a little bit more on that, but there is something that's like clickable next to it. But it sort of works, but it doesn't work like it should work. It should, look like it's clickable and actually be clickable where it needs to be. So I can't fix that, and it's driving me nuts. But moving on from that, this is how you build a blog. So it doesn't look like much right here. Right here we have this plus that says add a new section. We have this folder that says add template. I just want to show you kind of the basics of how to work this. So normally what you're going to want is just like some big pictures here and with text after it, maybe with more pictures, more pictures, more pictures with links to items. So for pictures, that's easy. There's an image widget here. So you just pull it and drag it into this box, let it go. And then it says, choose your image. Now you can't click it over here. It doesn't do anything. You'll go over here to this sidebar and it just says, choose your image. You just click it. And then you just choose whichever image you want. I think this looks good for our title of Morning Sunshine. I guess it fits. And so now we have our photo. Now, if you wanted to say that this is a product that you wanted to link to, you could always change this to be a link. So it'll still look like an image, but they can actually click it. You would just go here to link and say custom URL, and then you'd copy and paste in your link. Now, I wouldn't normally suggest doing that here because we're also going to be building in a button underneath. But if you didn't want to do the button and you just wanted the images to be clickable, that's perfectly fine. So you can come, here's mascara, we're just going to use it as our link, so you put it in here. Now the default settings is that when a person clicks this link, it's going to pop up in this screen to that new website. What we want instead is for this screen to pop up as a new tab so that your blog is still open on their screen. That way you don't lose your customer or reader. So then you just hit this little settings gear and then you can say open in a new window. So that way it opens the new tab instead of taking over your blog and your blog's no longer there and then they'd have to hit the back button a bazillion times to get back to your blog if they so wanted to. It gets frustrating for them, so they won't. And it's bad for you. So now that we have that image and it's linked, you might want some text. So you'll just go up here to this little grid, hit it, and it brings you back here to the items. Now you're able to drag text editor right here. So once that blue bar shows up, you can just release and it puts it here with a little bit of space there. So that's really nice. And then to edit the text, you just come over here and write. I think you can also write directly in here. And then you can change different things about it. So if you want a header in here, you can do that. So you put some spaces and you just be like, hello. And you can change that to like a heading one. So now you've got a big old heading in there. Probably a little too big, but this font matches the Morning Sunshine font. So it will look consistent. So you have that, and you can just type as much as you want. You can copy and paste in your information. If you want to change like the actual font, like you're like something special and you want it to be something script, I don't know. You can go to style, and then in typography, you can go to this family setting and change the font. Probably really won't want to do that because you want a consistent look throughout. And you can also change the text color. So if you don't want black or gray, you can change it to some sort of terrible color. Let's not change back to black. And so that's how you change the text. Now there's a whole bunch of other fun things, but I think the main thing that you really want is that shop button. So if you go back to this grid area, hit that, you can go to icon box and drag that. You can drag it either here into this new section, or you can drag it underneath. Doesn't quite make a difference. You have a little, you can drag this around a little bit better. So I'm going to go back to the grid and add a new one. And here, it's got its own full box. So if you wanted to drag it somewhere else, you'd have to drag it above this thing or below this whole section here, because this is one section that we're creating and this is like another section. So that's kind of why to do it. But if you know this is what you want and you know you don't want to rearrange too much, you can leave it in here or you can do everything separate. So I'm just going to delete this one because we don't need to. And so in here, this is going to be your link to the website. So right now we have a star up here. We don't want a star. We're going to put it in as a cart. And then there's a couple different options. I've been using this one. You can really use whatever you want. And then you can just put whatever you want. You can be like shop here. And then you can put whatever text you want. And then this is where you'd put the link. So you just copy mascara. And then you'll want to do that link options again to open in a new window, just like we did for the photo. And then you can change the icon position. Centered looks really nice, so I'm just going to leave it centered here. I've already defaulted all your icons and links like this to be that blush pink. So that's got that nice look. If you wanted to change anything overall in the site, you would go to this triple box up here and do default colors, default fonts, and it would change all of it everywhere. But this is the default right now, is this gray text. We changed it up here, but so that's how you work it. Almost out of time on this recording. I only get 15 minutes worth of recording on this at a time, but before that runs out, I just wanted to show you that you can add whatever you want in here. So if you want to do a video, if you want to do an image gallery, you could do that. So image gallery, you would just come over here and add images. Just be like, I want all, well, maybe not that one twice, all these images. You say create, insert, and then it adds in a cute little gallery of photos. And then if the user clicks on any one of them, it pops up the image bigger. But you could also change up what it does. I think you can link it to attachment page, so it goes to a different page, or none, so that you can't click it at all. Once you are done with building your blog, you can go down here and hit publish. If you're not quite ready to publish it, you just want to save it for publishing later, you can say save draft. And then to get back to WordPress, you're going to go up here to that triple. You're going to say exit to dashboard. And then it's going to bring you back to this page. And it doesn't look anything different, but if you go over here to preview your blog post, it will eventually show you a preview. And here it is. So now we can see that you've got your title, you've got your picture, which we did change into a link. So if you click it, new tab popped up. And so there's that. And then we've got our hello, our text, and then we've got our links. So the cart and the shop here are both clickable. So it doesn't matter where they click. And then it, of course, goes back to the same site since that's what we had. And then we made these not clickable. So if we had left it as default, if we clicked it, it would have brought up that picture bigger, which is probably a good thing to have. And then there's that share button that doesn't work. I wanted to show you, if you click next to it, it does pop up an option to share it. Of course, it's not working here right now like it should, just because the page isn't published. Can't share a page that's not published, but it would have worked. So it's the functionality's there somewhere, but I'm not quite sure what to do with it. So that's all I wanted to show you on this video. So I hope that makes sense and you'll be able to build a blog using this information.